and it automatically comes on, and you're like, okay, I'm not in a good place right now, like I'm anxious, okay, you know, how best to deal with it, and you think, okay, when I'm in the ice bath I do this, and then you know, and then you'll be able to like. Hello everyone, welcome back. This is episode 7 of Sauna Diaries. My name's George and this is my sauna, and today what I wanted to talk about was motivation and discipline. Everyone in the day of social media is force-fed stuff about motivation. You've probably seen hundreds of videos of them throwing it down your throats with a David Goggins intro or voiceover of talking about discipline and motivation and getting the shit done. So there is some truth into that, but what I wanted to do today was to share with you my thoughts on it and my journey with it and how I incorporate it into my everyday life. Keeping within the theme of obviously Sauna Diaries, the biggest one for me with motivation would be my morning ice baths, because as now we go into the colder months and darker mornings and darker evenings, the feeling you get before you get in, like the anticipation increases tenfold. No matter where you are in the world, you could be in the hottest country in the world, the feeling is always the same. So don't forget that. But having the mindset and the discipline to walk out of your walk out or leave your warm, cozy bed or apartment or house or wherever you live and get into a 4 degrees ice bath every morning, you're not always motivated to do it. So over the years of sucking it up and doing it, I've now trained my mind, a certain part of my brain, to be able to do that, but the feeling and the anticipation does not go. Where were we? We're talking about mindset and discipline. So, just got back out of the ice bath, straight to my sauna, which is about 100 degrees. So we're good to go for a few minutes before the phone gets too hot. So what I wanted to say was, throughout my life, especially my childhood, I was always found myself in like odd scenarios or situations of like discomfort, especially at school. I changed schools a few times and they were always kind of like awkward for myself moments, but I always pushed forward with them. I always accepted the challenge ahead of me. Back then, you know, I was unaware of my ADHD and dyslexia, you know, and I always felt quite like anxious. And now through the ice baths and the sauna and this high, you know, the pressure that I put myself in the sauna and the ice bath, I've built up a certain amount of tolerance and skill sets which allow me to adapt myself when I'm in these situations. My heart rate goes up really high in the sauna, and then when I get into the ice bath I have to slow my heart rate down. And using those kind of techniques in other situations where I would feel anxious, maybe sort of like in meetings or certain networking events, I can now use that feeling of slowing my heart rate down to make myself more focused. And what I would say, without the discipline and the mindset that I have to take on my ice bath and sauna journey, especially the ice baths a few years ago, I wouldn't have been able to learn these set of skills. I say set of skills, it becomes sort of, you know, it's like a lifestyle. I feel like it's a part of me. I don't feel like it's something like, you know, you would learn, I don't know, a monologue for a play. It's something that kind of becomes ingrained in you, and then you use it automatically. You know, sometimes you can, you know, if you're feeling anxious, you can kind of switch. It's a weird feeling. You can have that switch that, and it automatically comes on, and you're like, okay, I'm not in a good place right now. Like I'm anxious. Okay, you know, how best to deal with it, and you think, okay, when I'm in the ice bath, I do this, and then you know, and then you'll be able to like make yourself feel better. You know, slower your heart rate down, and you know, crack on. you should think of it in a way of it being like a compound effect. So like anything, the more you do it, the more you employ yourself to do it, and learn it and adapt it and want to improve on it, the better it will be over time. And I believe that is what's happening to me. I don't think it will ever stop happening. I don't think you ever become a master of the sauna or the ice bath. I mean, it's not a thing. So, but what it teaches you and what it's teaching me still is improving my life in many ways, in how I deal with really tough situations that are happening in my life. Also saying that, we have I've got confirmation of my first guest that'll be coming into the sauna in a few days time. He's a former rugby player of the Premiership team Harlequins, so I won't say his name yet, but if you're a rugby fan or have any questions that you want to ask, like this former athlete, this absolute machine of a man and a good friend of mine now, let me know. So, but yeah, see you soon.